In this question, we're given a diagram which shows part of the graph of y equals x squared minus 2x plus 3. And in part A, we're asked to use our graph to find estimates for the solutions of x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0 by drawing a suitable straight line. And so we started with x squared minus 2x plus 3 equals 0, which is the graph that's drawn on our diagram. And now we need to see how we get from x squared minus 2x plus 3 to the expression that we now need to find solutions for. And so we can say x squared minus 2x plus 3 plus something that we're yet to find out is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 1. And so let's look at each term separately. X squared doesn't change, so we can move on to the minus 2x. To get from minus 2x to minus 3x, we minus 1x, so we can say minus x, and to get from 3 to minus 1, we take away 4, so we can write minus 4. Now since we know that x squared minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, we can write this as x squared minus 2x plus 3 plus brackets minus x minus 4 is equal to 0. We found the difference of minus x minus 4, and now we need to move this to the other side. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 3 is equal to x plus 4. And so we can now write a suitable straight line of y equals x plus 4, which we'll use to draw on our graph in order to find estimates for the solutions of x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. Now let's draw the line of y equals x plus 4 on our diagram. Now that we've drawn the line of y equals x plus 4 on our diagram, we can find the solutions of x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0 by finding the estimates for the x coordinates of the points at which the curve and the line intersect. Now looking at this point over here, we can find the x coordinate of this point of intersection by drawing a line that goes vertically downwards from the point at which they meet. Now the x coordinate of this point is somewhere in between 3.2 and 3.4, and it's closer to 3.2. And so let's say that the x coordinate of this point is approximately 3.23. Now let's take a look at the next point of intersection. We can do the same thing and draw a line vertically downwards from the point at which the graph and the line meets. Now the x coordinate for this point is somewhere in between minus 0.2 and minus 0.4, and it's closer to minus 0.2. So we can say that the estimation for the x coordinate of this point of intersection is minus 0.23. And so based on these estimations, we can now say that the solutions for x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0 are minus 0.23 and 3.23. Now this question is worth 2 marks, so let's take a look at where these 2 marks are allocated. The first mark is for drawing a line of y equals x plus 4, which we've clearly shown in our diagram. And now the second mark is for getting a correct answer for the solutions. So for the first solution, any answer between minus 0.4 and minus 0.2 is accepted. Minus 0.23 falls within this range, so that's okay. And for the second point of intersection, the mark scheme asks for any answer in the range 3.2 to 3.4. 3.23 falls within this range, and so this answer is also okay. We'll therefore get our second mark in order for getting correct solutions of x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. Now in part B, we're told that P is the point in the graph of x squared minus 2x plus 3 where x is equal to 2. We're asked to calculate an estimate for the gradient of the graph at point P. Now let's start by identifying points P, which we're told is when x is equal to 2. And so drawing a line vertically upwards from x equals 2, we can see that the point P is right at the point where this line and the curve intersects. Now we're asked to find the gradient of the curve y equals x squared minus 2x plus 3 at the point P. And so to find the gradient, we need to draw a tangent to the line at this point. We've drawn our tangent in blue, as seen in the diagram. And so to find the gradient of this tangent, we need to find the change in y divided by the change in x. And so we can draw a triangle in order to make this easier to understand. So we can start with the change in y. The change in y is 4.6 take away 1.6, which is equal to 3. And the change in x is 2.8 take away 1.4, which is equal to 1.4. And so the change in y divided by the change in x is equal to 3 divided by 1.4, which gives an answer of 2.14 rounded to 2 decimal places. And so we can now say that an estimate for the gradient of the graph at point P is equal to 2.14. Now part B is worth 3 marks, so let's take a look at where these marks are allocated. The first mark is for drawing a tangent to the curve at the point x equals 2, which we've shown over here. Now the second mark is for a method to find the gradient of the tangent by doing the change in y divided by the change in x, which we've clearly shown over here. And the third and final mark is for an answer in the range 1.6 to 2.5, and our answer of 2.14 falls within this range, which allows us to get the third and final mark needed to get full marks on this question.